Hey guys, GLX Productions here. Before the video begins, if you can hear something in the background, that's my fan. It's currently boiling where I am, and the last thing I really want to do is record while being cooked, so if you can hear that, I do apologise, but hopefully it won't be too disruptive. But yeah, that's all I've got to say in warnings. But anyway, moving on with the video. So, here we are. With an announcement video, but before we announce anything, I'd like to take the time to thank you all so much. As of recording, we are currently at 688 subscribers. That is unreal to me. For reference, I think we passed the threshold somewhere early on at the beginning of this season. And by the end of the season, we've almost basically gone up by 100 subscribers, which is just insane to me. And I appreciate all the support I've been getting over the episodes, and all the new subscribers. I thank you all so much. You know, I never really thought. I know you'll typically hear it from people. I never really thought I'd get to this point. But genuinely, I never thought I'd actually have so much traction so quickly. Because when I went on hiatus for a bit after I released episode 1, I didn't expect overwhelming support when I came back, because I thought I kind of ruined things for myself. But to see all the support that each episode got, seeing the subscriber count go up per upload, really motivated me and pushed me to keep pumping out the episodes, even when it got really tough for me. And, you know, some days they'd be like, well, I just didn't want to animate. And some days I just felt like, oh, but, you know, this, I don't like this, or, you know, I want to change this, but it's too late to change it because then it'll affect that episode, and stuff like that kept constantly reoccurring. But seeing the support I kept getting kept pushing me to continue throughout the entire season. And I did. And, you know, as of last Friday, the season finale came out and Storm Fury is done. Something that I never actually thought I'd be ever able to complete in such a timely manner. So the fact I was able to do that, I'm so grateful for everyone's support throughout that entire thing. And to all the new subscribers as well, thank you all for coming to my channel. I do hope you stick around for future projects, which I will be announcing today. So, without further ado, let's use that as a way to segue into future projects. So, a lot of you are probably wondering what comes next. Okay, because obviously the season ended. It ended obviously hinting towards the next season, but it ended in its own sense where it could be considered like a closed off story. And at the moment, it will stay like that. Now, what I mean by that is the next project I am working on currently, as we speak, even probably when I upload this, I'll probably be working on it, is the Batman. Now, I don't have a name yet, but I'm currently working putting a lot of my time into that. And obviously that creates a dilemma, because by putting a lot of time into the script, that means then when animating it, it's going to take a lot of time. And that was one of my biggest fears, is that, but because it will take a lot of time, that a lot of people might get impatient. But what I've decided to do is just go ahead with it, because if I don't get it done now, then you won't see the Batman until next year, which that's not fair, because I've wanted to do the Batman for a long time. In fact, the Batman was originally slated to release in December last year, but I just didn't get time to start filming it whatsoever. So I thought this would be a good enough time, better than any, to essentially start filming it and get it out. Now, yes, that means there probably won't be anything Ninjago related for a while, but what I will do is still pump out the consistent animations. I'll try and get that done. Even while I'm filming the Batman, I'll probably just have a set piece on the side that I can quickly animate with, so I can consistently try and get a video out for everyone. Now, with that said, let's discuss a few details of the Batman. So, the first thing I want to clarify is that this will be my first adult-themed story that I do. I know in certain pieces that I've done slightly more mature themed, but I haven't done anything as dark as what the Batman is going to be. So that's just a warning here. Obviously when it actually releases, I'll put a warning on the video, but if you're not good with certain topics, extreme violence, swearing, etc., by all means, you don't have to watch it. If that type of stuff you're not allowed to watch, or you feel uncomfortable watching, by all means, you don't have to watch it. Okay, that. I'm not going to force you to watch it if you don't feel comfortable watching it. But I thought I'd just put that out there in case anyone does get affected by that. Second of all, it's going to be a very long stop motion, because what I've done is the script at the moment, I've estimated it to be round about 2 hours long. Now, considering it's 2 hours long, I can't expect people to sit in front of it and watch it. Watch an entry stop motion series to kickstart a new series on the channel. I can't expect people to watch a 2 hour movie straight off the bat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film the whole thing, but then I'm going to split it into 3 parts, each part consisting of 40 minutes, give or take, which means that you'll get three videos from one story, but that just means I can release it in an efficient manner that also benefits Ninjago. So the essential timeline that we've got planned up, or I've got planned up at least, so part 1 will release sometime this month or next month. Part 1 will be the next big upload. After part 1, we'll go to the Seabound season, Shifting Tides, and after Shifting Tides is done, because it's only 10 episodes, part 2 will release. Once part 2 has been released, then another project will be released, which I'll discuss later on in this video, and then part 3 will release. So then it's spreading it across the year, and it's keeping it, so they're fairly long episodes, but it doesn't mean you have to sit there with a bag of popcorn and watch a 2 hour movie, because some of you might do that. Some of you might do that. I might even do a poll once the final part comes out and ask people whether or not they want me to release a full 2 hour length. I might do that, I might not, who knows. But I just wanted to say that now, so to basically clarify what's going to happen with the channel going forward at this moment in time, so to make sure no one gets upset or startled or, a bit impatient, that's what's happening. I'll put constant updates on my social media, which is Instagram, which I think you can find in the link of description. If not, you can go to the About section on my channel, and there should be a link there for my Instagram page. So go check that out. It will take you to my page, and there I'll be constantly uploading, snippets and updates of the Batman. I won't obviously leak too much footage, but I'll do certain bits of footage, but mainly it'll just be stills from certain shots and stuff like that. But it'll show that I'm working. So that's the next biggest thing. So I thought might as well say that. Now after that, Shifting Tides. Shifting Tides will be a follow-up story, pretty similar to the show. Obviously applies certain elements from my series, Storm Fury, into it. So obviously it'll carry over the implications of Trimar's death and how it affects Kalmar and Benthamar. Also the citizens of Melopia. The story will be heavily focused on Nia, obviously, but considering how the last season ended, there is a lot of setup for Lloyd, especially with his newfound immortality, which is going to be quite interesting. I've got such a good story plan for that, and I can't wait for all of you to see that. And I reckon you're just going to love the reveal of it. But that will come out after the Batman, and then obviously Batman Part 2 will come out after that, and then the project after that is Lego Ninjago: The Last Precursor. So it's not going to be a season, it's going to be a 40-minute special slash movie, and it's pretty compact, not a big cast, but it has heavy implications, and it also serves as an interlude into the next season, the follow-up one. So that'll release, and then Batman Part 3, and then we'll get to the final and big part of this year, which is the Crystallized season, because I know a lot of you have all been waiting for me to do that, and to announce the names, because I've gotten a lot of messages asking, can you tell me the name? And when I get those messages, by the way, I can't really reveal it to you, because that's unfair if I reveal it to one singular person and don't reveal it to everyone. You know, I'm not playing favourites here. I want everyone to share the same experience. So, you know, like, for reference in the future, like, if you're going to message me anything on Instagram, don't ask those types of questions, because I'm not going to answer them and give you the answer, because if I was to tell you or give you a sneak peek of an episode and not give everyone else a sneak peek, that wouldn't be fair. So, you know, that's an FYI, just before any of you message me for future things. But now I will finally release the titles, or the names for the seasons. So we have Lego Ninjago: Nightfall Contingency. Now this will be a very loose adaptation of the first part of Crystallized, but it will be a very dark season. Not Batman levels of dark, but it will definitely have a lot of imagery very similar to the Batman. So that one will be 20 episodes long, because I'm going to do a unique thing with Crystallized. So that's going to be 20 episodes long. And then once that's done, the next thing to come out won't be part 2, it'll be a interlude season, which is Morrow Season 2. Not because I thought he needed a Season 2, because I was pretty content with how his story ended, but I thought it would be a very good way to show his character and certain other characters' points of view during the events of Nightfall Contingency, because the team kind of gets split into 2 teams, so Morrow will be focusing on the other team that we don't follow. And that dynamic will be quite good, and I think that one will be just as good as part 1. It will almost be like, here's a weird analogy for you. It'll be the Spider-Man Miles Morales to the Insomniac Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Where it's a compact story, but it keeps the momentum of the first part. So then part 2 is Lego Ninjago: Heir to the Throne. Now, can't really say much about this one because it delves into heavy spoiler territory, but I think you can kind of piece together what it's about. That one will also consist of 20 episodes. So in total, for this entire storyline, you're getting 50 episodes. It'll be very ambitious. which I'm slightly. It's not that I'm worried, but I have a very, very unnerving feeling that I'm probably going to get burnt out during that. But rest assured, what I am going to do in advance is, before I even drop any episodes, I'm tempted to pre-film the first 10 episodes of each season, or each part. So part 1 I'll pre-film the first 10, and then part 2 I'll pre-film the first 10, which just means that by the time episode 10 releases to YouTube, I'd have finished episode 20, and therefore it gives me enough time to then just quickly edit them and then constantly release them. So you'll get constant uploads from then onwards. What I might even do for that one, no promises, but to make it a little bit more efficient, I might do double uploads. So you know how I do the random Animation Mondays and then the Ninjago episode Fridays? I'll do that, but it will just be an episode on Monday, an episode on Friday, an episode on Monday, an episode on Friday. So it'll be a good way to churn out the season quite quickly, but at the same time it will be a good way to also keep the momentum of the season and basically not take up the rest of this year. I mean, I say that this season is going to be the final animation of this year, essentially, because once that season is done, then it falls into the movie, which I'm going to announce now. The movie that finishes off the Crystallized storyline is Lego Ninjago Into the Abyss. Now, there was a character who was recently introduced into my series who shared a similar name. Whether or not the story focuses on said character is to be determined, but I'll leave that up to your imagination. But I do want to say something here that I need to kind of say now. With Lego Ninjago Into the Abyss, it doesn't mean it's the end of my series. Yes, it is going to be framed as the end of my series, but it's merely just an end of an era. Basically, everything I've been setting up over, the past 4 years? 4 years of filming Ninjago content. Everything that's been set up over these past 4 years comes to a close with Into the Abyss. Into the Abyss also serves as a fresh new start for things going forward in the future. Mainly the Ninjago series. Obviously, after Crystallized, Dragon Rising follows suit, which I'm excited for. I haven't seen any of Dragon Rising yet, because obviously with my head down with the Batman at the moment, I haven't focused on anything other than that. But when I have spare time, once I'm done with the Batman, I'm probably going to watch it. From what I've seen on Twitter and Instagram, a lot of people like it and it seems quite good. The animation and visuals look really good as well, so I'm very excited for that. But obviously that season is in next year, but Into the Abyss would be the final stop motion of this year. So overall, pretty jam-packed year. I'm excited for it all. I genuinely think this year will be one of my greatest years, which is quite ironic because 2022 was one of my worst years ever. So for me to make such a comeback this year makes me really happy. As for 2024, there's a lot of things that I've kind of pre-planned anyway, but I won't go into detail with them fully, but let's just say that a lot of things that I've announced, such as Star Wars, Transformers, stuff like that, a lot of them will be coming next year when my schedule's fully cleared. A lot more other projects, of course, will be coming next year that I can't reveal yet, but that's next year. We haven't reached then. and I'm not really going to, start listing off what's going to happen next year, because it could all change. But at the moment, I'm pretty determined on the current timeline that I've got set up. So that's pretty much it for announcements. I don't know if I'll upload like an actual animation video next week. I might not. This might be the only video of next week. As of recording, it is Saturday the 24th of June. So, it might release on Monday, it might release on Friday, it might release a bit earlier than that. But I can't guarantee an upload next week. But the week after, definitely. So, with all that said, thank you all once again for the tremendous support that my channel continuously receives. And honestly, all of you are fantastic. You're all amazing, and I can't stress how much all of you mean to me. All the support I get means so much. So I appreciate every single one of you, honestly. And I look forward to what we can achieve as a community together in the future. So until the next video, this is GLX Productions signing out.